Hi, we're here filming about a new experiment. Tell us about your name and tell us about your project.
My name is Albert Michelson, and I'm a professor at Western Reserve University. And what myself and Edward Morley conducted was an experiment to prove or disprove the existence of the ether, which is a theoretical medium in which light would propagate through. So yeah.
Where did the project or experiment occur?
Well, we actually did it in the basement of one of the dormitories at WRU, and we had it set up. We were setting it up over the course of a couple months, from April to July, and it was just kind of an interesting place to do it in the basement.
What other significant events were happening around the world at the time?
Well, there was a couple pretty big things. The first female mayor was elected in Argonia, Kansas. Her name was Susanna Salter. Let's see. Also, Herman Hollerith, I believe his name is, patented his punch card calculator, which is a fabulous invention. And also, Germany and France almost go to war over a border dispute. So there's a lot of interesting things going on right now.
Who else was involved in this project?
It was just myself and Mr. Edward Morley. We got together after my similar experiment I conducted in 1881. But the previous one was a lot less precise and a bit more basic in the setup and what it was able to find. So.
And tell me, what was your role in the project?
Well, like I said, I performed a similar experiment before, and then me and Edward got together, and we were looking into ways to make it as precise as possible to get the best data and figure out the best way to do that. And we started off with my interferometer that I invented with the like I said in my previous experiment in '81, and then I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, we kind of just got together and made it better, and yeah.
What impact did your project have on the physics community?
Well, it was actually kind of groundbreaking in a way. So before our experiment, everybody was, using the assumption that there had to be something that light would propagate through, because every other way that we know about has to have a medium.
Go on, sir. I'm sorry.
And so, and we know that the speed of light is constant. So then we had to test. We went out to test. With kind of our setup, we had a light emitter, and we shot it at a mirror with a few semi-slits in it, so it would bounce in two different directions and then go back and meet at a detector. Now the light would be moving, would be going the same distance but in different directions. Now if there was the ether existed, then there would be, just imagine it's like a wind type thing where there is a force going in one direction, say this way. Now, the force would make the ether would make the light travel faster or slower depending on the direction it was going. So because of that, both of these beams going different directions, if there was indeed an ether that existed, they would meet at different in different phases. So then actually no light would show up on the detector. And we performed a number of times, accounting for the speed of the Earth going through space, and in directions as well. And each and every time there was light actually, both beams hit the detector and were in phase. So that told us that our hypothesis about there being an ether would actually be incorrect, as they both still, even though going different directions, still arrived at the detector at the same time.
Many people consider your experiment to be a failure. What's your conclusions about the findings of your experiment?
Well, yes, in one way it is a failure, because we set out to prove the existence of an ether and actually ended up disproving it. But I wouldn't consider it a failure. I would consider it to be a learning experience, and I wouldn't link a failure and a learning experience. I don't think failure would adequately describe it. Because of this, we know that there is no ether, that and that speed of light is still constant no matter direction or speed. And because of that, that leads us to further questions of what it means for the speed of light and speed of where the light source is. So we didn't prove anything, but it points us in the right direction.
Well, this has all been very interesting information. Thank you for sharing with us.